Welcome back guys to another video, and in this video I'm going to show you where you can find properties for under $500,000 in Melbourne CBD. And no, I'm not talking about houses, but I am talking about apartments, villas, low density townhouses as prime opportunities. And this is something that I've talked about a couple times before in other regional areas, but this one is specifically focused on Melbourne CBD. And for those wondering why I'm sort of covering this and why I think this could be a good opportunity is because right now Melbourne as a whole booming right across the state. And one thing I always like to do when I follow my philosophy of investing is try to find opportunities where others aren't looking. And one such opportunity are properties like this one here, where you can see it is a 2x1 house. It's more of an apartment slash low density townhouse villa. It's sitting on around 200 square meters of land. It is a brick villa, decent interior, definitely on the older side, can do with some cosmetic renos to uplift the equity. You can see it has a little bit of a slope to it as well, bit of an orange flag, but it's got a good decent bedroom size. Both have wardrobes, decent kitchen and living areas, and something like this is going between 410,000 to 450, which is a very affordable price point to purchase an investment asset in Melbourne CBD. And opportunities like this are going to grow in value as Melbourne continues to grow and grow and grow. And I believe these are the opportunities that investors are currently missing when they are focused on buying houses in the same area, which are going for $700,000, $800,000, $900,000. You can buy this for 450, which will often yield a lot better. The growth rate might be a bit slower, but it will still grow over the long term, which is the most important thing when it comes to property investing, and is something that I actively look at. I had to show you this asset. This one is a low density sort of townhouse villa style. It's got the unit right at the back there, sitting on 200 square meters of land, pretty decent, got its shared driveway. And say for a property like this, if it's sold on the upper end of around $450,000 and you look at the rental return, something like this would fetch you around $525. This one is a 2x1 unit. This is a new one, 2x2. And you start to scroll down and you can see that roughly this one will yield you around $500. This is a new interior, around $500. This one is $570. Another one for $510. So roughly, if you put the numbers in for $450,000 at a 20% deposit, you're about $121,000 all in. Stamp duty is a big fee, around $25K. That's Victoria for you. But with the rental return of around $500 per week conservatively, you're getting around 5.7 or 5.8% yield, which is very good for Melbourne CBD. It's much higher than you get a house where you're getting 2 to 4% maximum. When you're getting these low density apartment style houses, you're getting it around 5.8%. You still got the land tax, the home insurance, and all the other expenses that related to investment properties. You're only negative about $4,000 per year or so. And say if there is a body corporate around $1,000 per year, you're still negative around $5,000. So it is still a very good property to purchase, to buy and hold in a suburb that is exploding in value, that is about 10 to 30 minutes away from the beaches, which has also a main highway to the CBD of the location. These sort of assets are in established pockets. They are prime growth opportunities, and most investors aren't looking at them. And it's only going to cost you around $5K per year to hold, and a negative $3K if it's under your own personal name. Now, to be fair, they're not going to grow as fast as houses would. I would say over the long period of time, it's around 5% annual growth rate with most sort of townhouse style villas, low density townhouses. And so you're still going to sit on a $1.9 million asset after 30 years. So it is a good opportunity for those to consider who have a tight budget, that don't want to go to small regional areas. These opportunities are the next ones that you should be picking up, in my opinion. It is a counter-cyclical opportunity. You may not get much growth over the next 6 months because everyone is focusing on houses, and that lag will continue to increase. In fact, when you look at the house prices in Frankston that's been recently sold, 1.2, that's probably an outlier, around $800,000 for this 3x1, another $800,000 for this 4x2, $1,970,000, $840. So you're looking at houses in that same area for around $800,000 when you can pick up a low density townhouse for $450,000 that yields you much higher. And this will still grow. You just have to give it a little bit more time. And these are the opportunities that you should be looking at. And not only that, when you look at this property, okay, it's got good bones. It's a brick home. It's got a slight slope on it, which isn't ideal, but it's got an oldish interior that can do with new carpets. It can do with a new bathroom. It can do with a new kitchen. And you can certainly uplift the equity on a house like this. You can actually force and manufacture the equity so you can take that money and go again while also have a higher yielding asset. It's a win-win in most case scenarios, and this to me looks like a prime opportunity. And if you need help spotting more opportunities like that, that is why you join the private community, because I can help you identify which properties to look at, which suburbs to consider, and base it off your own personal strategy. That is the private mentorship that you get within the community. Any questions that you do have are answered within 24 24 hours by me, by the community members, and we can help you achieve your financial and investment opportunities and goals, right? And if you're confused, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, people telling you to go purchase properties on low yields for capital growth, people who don't understand how to scale a property portfolio, that is why we're here. We focus on good yields, good properties, good opportunities that you could purchase for the short term, long term, and also help scale your portfolio. We have mortgage brokers to help you identify the financial risks of your portfolio and where you should think about purchasing next to help scale your investment assets. We have structural engineers within the community to help you identify problems in your building and pest reports. And if you need more help like that, then that's why you join the private community, all for $35 a month, which you can cancel at any time because it's a simple subscription service like Netflix. But this one actually helps you make money instead of losing money. So if you have any questions, jump in the private community and I'm here to help you. But I want to show you one more example as well to have a look at. Now, this is another one that I was looking at. This one is in Dandenong. Now, this is 4/52 Hammond Road in Dandenong. Another 2x1, another 174 square meters of land, plenty of land for a low density townhouse block. Decent interior. The photos have clearly been edited, so I'd 100% request a walkthrough video. A bit nicer interior. The kitchen is still a little bit on the older side, can do with the cosmetic reno there, and the bathroom as well is a little bit older. But overall, not a bad property when you look at it. And then when you look at the street view of it, you can see once again, it's only got 3 or 4 blocks in this unit, and this one has no active body corp. So you're already saving plenty of money there and still getting a decent rental return on an asset like this. And when you look at the historical price growth, you can see that it has already grown during that Melbourne cycle, and it's going to continue to grow over the next 6 to 12 to 18 months, in my opinion. Again, not as strong as the house price growth in that area, but it will still grow at a lag effect. And these opportunities, people on tighter budgets can pick this up for under $500,000. Even if it goes more than 440, it's still a good opportunity to purchase when that price discrepancy between houses and these low density units are growing wider and wider, because this will become the more affordable, higher yielding option for investors and more affordable option for owner occupiers with smaller families. And this one, even though it's not very close to the beach anymore, it is also close to Dandenong Station, which means it's in a well-established metro location that you can reach the Melbourne CBD via. Now, yes, there is more talk about rezoning of Melbourne affluent suburbs with new high-rise apartments coming in. And yes, that can affect long-term price growth. However, this is still well below replacement costs and has ample opportunity for growth in the short term, which makes it a viable opportunity if you are under that tighter budget and you need the higher yields. If you're looking to purchase under a trust structure, this could be an opportunity. Of course, talk to your accountant as well about land tax implications. And all you have to do is start to set your filters to properties of apartments/villas, max price of $450, minimum 2 bedrooms, because I don't really buy 1-bedroom units or townhouses. But when you have a look, there are ample opportunities to go in and purchase. Yes, there is more in Dandenong, and I'll touch on the reason why, but there are opportunities to look at different suburbs throughout. Like this one I just randomly clicked on, 2/44. It looks like a low density block. I open up the street view and you can see it's close to an infrastructure train station, which is good. Of course, you have to do more due diligence, but this, like, I've just popped this open and you can see it's a nice brick home, decent interior, under 450, and this could be another opportunity. Of course, do some more due diligence into this as well, but this video is to make you enlightened of what is available out there on the market, so you aren't pushed to, an $800,000 house on 2% yields, because that's not going to help you scale your property portfolio in the long term. Now, one thing I do want to show you though is when you look at a location to purchase these low density houses, one of the key metrics I like to look at on HTAG is a unit to house ratio. I like to have that under 50%, because when there are less units, which means there's less supply and less competition, more chance of stronger capital growth to happen. Now, of course, you still look at the other metrics of stock on market, days on market, but the less units you have in that area, the more valuable those low density townhouses are. While as when you look at Dandenong, for example, and you start to scroll down, you can see that there's a lot more units to houses, and coincidentally, you also see more rented to owner occupier ratio because there are more units. And this is a trend you often see. When there is a high unit to houses ratio, you do find a higher rented to owner occupier ratio. Now, while this is not necessarily a complete deal breaker, it lowers your chances of having good capital growth in that location, and you find that the townhouses and low density units are more valuable in Frankston than they are in Dandenong. So that is worth consideration as well. And that's a little tip when looking at units and townhouses in an area. So if you're sitting there wondering, where can I invest under 500K without going into a small town in the middle of nowhere? Well, this could be an opportunity for you. there are trade-offs. Like with everything, there's always a trade-off, but there is an opportunity as well. It just depends on which way you want to look at it. So if you have any questions, unsure about where to buy, what to look at, what property to purchase, what your budget is, then this is an opportunity for you to jump in the community so I can clear your confusion and help you on the right track. We've helped over 350 members. We have currently 260 in the community helping each other out. It's $35 a month. Cancel anytime. There's deal reviews, suburb reviews, property templates, and resources. And if you watch till the end of the video, then you really are serious about investing and you would like the help. And I'm the one here to help you through it. So if you have any questions, till next time, thank you very much.